Guys, today's Thursday. I wanted to get this video out. I know I said I'd do it on Wednesdays, but I got busy yesterday, and to be honest with you, I'm not even sure I knew yesterday was Wednesday, so I'm trying to catch up now. I pulled over quick just to get this done. I'm out taking care of some things. So last week we talked about lenders and the difference between pre-qualification and pre-approval. And I hit on something during that time frame that I wanted to kind of expand on a little bit. I mentioned that with the internet lenders, their rates always seem good, but there's always something else in there that's making them that good. And I want to beat up that a little bit further. So let's say you call a lender and he tells you I can give you a rate of, I don't know, 5.125, which probably isn't too far off today. You call another lender and he says I can get you a rate at 4.75. So the question you then need to ask is, what are my closing costs? Because chances are, if one lender is giving you that much of a better rate, it's being added in someplace else. The 5.125 lender, he may tell you the closing cost, we'll say, is $6,000. Then you go back to the 4.75 lender, and he's going to tell you that your closing costs could be upwards of $8,000. It's because you're paying for part of that interest ahead of time. What you're doing is you're buying down your interest rate. Now that may work for you. That may be absolutely perfect for you. If you're going to sit in your home for 30 years, that may be a great way of going about it. But if you're thinking about refinancing in 5 years, you need to do the math and actually figure out whether that's really saving you money or not. You're only going to make so much money in life. You need to pay attention to how you're spending it, because it doesn't come back once you do. So ask about interest rates and get yourself the best interest rate. But if you find something that's really great, you need to figure out why. So closing costs should be the next question that comes out of your mouth to that lender. Figure out what you're going to pay. And if you only have so much money in your bank account at that time, then maybe it's pulling away and taking some of that towards your closing costs that you can't afford anymore. So just pay attention to that. The next thing I kind of want to hit on, and what I wanted to make this about, is that what money you need going into a buying process. So the first thing that's going to happen, you find the home you want and you want to put an offer in. The first thing you're going to have to put in with that offer, outside of that pre-approval letter, because that's the one we're going for. You remember last week? Yeah. So the thing that also needs to go with that offer is what's called an EMD, an earnest money deposit. This is a deposit that you're going to pay that shows the seller that you've got skin in the game and you're serious about this. Now, it could be as little as $500. That's kind of common sometimes. But you're probably better off with going with $1,000 if you can. And the reason is, especially if there's multiple offers, you want that seller to know that you should be taken seriously, that this is a serious offer. You've already got the pre-approval letter. You're putting $1,000 down. You're not going to walk away from that easily. So if you can do it, that's what you need to do. If you don't have all that, then $500 can get you through in some cases. The next money you're going to need, let's say they accept your offer and everything's going good, then you're going to want a home inspection. Now, a home inspection, we'll get into a whole nother time because that's a big topic. But basically, a home inspection is going to point out things that should be fixed, material defects that a reasonable person would walk away from the deal over. Now, they're going to show other things that come up, and that's all part of negotiation, again, for another topic. But that's going to cost you that, and the radon inspection. You really want a radon done, because radon is this odorless gas you can't see, smell, or taste, and it does bad things to you. And there's no telling how or which house is going to come up out of the ground out of. So you need to have a radon inspection done. The two of them together you have to pay for up front, and it's going to run you for, let's say, an average size house, probably someplace in the neighborhood of $350 to maybe $425, someplace in there, depending on the inspector, of course. But you're going to need to pay that up front. The next money you're going to need up front, as you go past that stage into the full approval for the house, the lender's going to require an appraisal be done. Now, we want to make sure that the house appraises for the sales price or more. That's all part of the contract, again, another topic. But that appraisal has to be paid for by you. Now, some lenders will pony that up first and come out of closing, but that's becoming rare. And the reason is simple. If something goes south, say they find something in that home inspection and you can't negotiate through it and the deal goes south, that appraisal is already done. And if you're not paying for it, the lender's paying for it. And it's hard to get money out of you for a house that you no longer are buying. So almost all of them want that money up front. So there's another $400. So right off the bat, you're looking at say $400 for the inspection, another $400 for the appraisal, and anywhere from $500 to $1,000. So you're looking at right away about $1,300 to about $1,800 you're going to need even before you get to the closing table. So I just want to throw that out there so you know what you're getting into. I know this one's gone long again. I hope many of you stuck around to hear it all out. Y'all have a great day. And if you got any more questions about this, give me a call. 540-537-0774. My email address is bchandler@mkbrealtors.com, or you can always go to my Facebook. Just search at Bob Chandler MKB or Bob Chandler Realtor, and it'll take you right to my Facebook. You got questions, bring them to me. Thanks, and y'all have a great week.